On today's episode, Jamie interviews one half of the dynamic duo from the Loser Kids Pinball podcast. Everybody put your hands together and welcome in my friend, Josh Roop, on the JBS Show.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the JBS Show, and I'm excited. Josh Roop, Loser Kid Pinball, hanging out with me tonight. Thank you so much, sir.
For sure. I pleasure for you to invite me on and come hang out with you, man.
We have a good friend in common, Glenn Wechter, who does my intro music and my announcing now.
Yep. Yeah, he's kind of a secret weapon in the pinball industry, and I wish he would be utilized more, but he does so much for the podcast, it's ridiculous. That dude, if he ever starts charging, man, we're in trouble.
We're in deep trouble. We're in deep trouble. He's fantastic, great dude. I talk to him almost once a week and just bullshit with him. Yeah, and we have a good time. You know, he's a good dude.
He is. I talk to him probably weekly as well.
Oh yeah, good.
So yeah,
we both have something else in common. We both hosted the Twippies.
Yes, that's true. We have. I totally forgot about doing that in 2023, and then I got a reminder because for some odd reason, so we switched from SoundCloud was our hosting thing, and we switched to Zencaster because that's what we were already using anyway. So it was why would you not? So we switched to Zencaster. Well, it finally renewed this year, and it took all of our old episodes and re-uploaded them to YouTube, all 180 some odd episodes. And one of them that popped up was Twippies because we had Foo Fighters music in it, and YouTube's like, "Whoa, you can't be using this because it's copyright infringement." And I was like, we went through this a year ago. What's going on? And so come to find out, yeah, I totally forgot about doing that. But
yeah, so they just had the Twippies. Did you watch it?
I skimmed it. I'm not gonna lie. It was really good, but the problem is it came out on Valentine's Day, and I didn't really watch it that day. And then I kept forgetting. And then during the work week, people kept asking me what was the results for the Twippies? I'm like, I don't know. So I finally, what I do is while I work, I put a YouTube episode on. So when I say skimmed, it's more I have it on the background while I'm fixing a furnace or a water heater, whatever it is. So yeah, I watched, they did a fantastic job. Bash, above and beyond of the quality. Yeah, it was just fantastic.
They're both audio engineers and they're amazing. So, you can see that they're good at what they do. We did a little review on the roundtable on the Twippies, and then I got myself in trouble again. So you guys don't get in trouble at Loser Kid.
We do. It's just not very public.
Okay. Well, ours, we get in trouble. The Pinball Roundtable with me and Kale and Retro Rough, we get in a lot of trouble. And
we haven't for a bit, and I'm assuming because I'm not going to hash all all the stuff we got in trouble with. But yeah, I get you though. It's weird, especially when you say something that you don't mean offensively or whatnot.
Right.
You get the call or you get the message, and you're like, I think I can talk about this openly now because the game released and everything like that. When Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was being rumored, that was a dream theme for me, and I was so excited. I had Loser Kid at the time, and it would have been 2019, 2020, somewhere around there. And it's when Jeff Patterson was still running This Week in Pinball, and he was doing a news article, but on top of that, if you paid for his extra stuff, he was giving little juicy secrets behind the scenes. And I'd gotten mixed up that one of the secrets he'd given was not public yet. I thought it was part of his newsletter. And the rumor was that Zombie Yeti was doing artwork, which made me ecstatic because I love Zombie Yeti. So we announced it on the podcast, and not even 24 hours later, I get a call, and it is, "Why did you guys do that? What's?" I'm like, "Dude, honest mistake. I didn't realize that was not public knowledge." I'm like, "I can go redact that real quick. It's not a big deal." I guess he had received a call from someone at Stern.
Yeah,
that was like, "Yeah, you need to redact that. You need to do it now." And
well,
so
you seem to mend those fences pretty well since you have such a good relationship with Stern right now. So.
Yeah, that's true. Well, Patterson still doesn't talk to me, so I don't know. I actually called him last week, and I know it's his phone number because I left a message and said, "Hey, Jeff, this is Jeff Patterson." Dude's probably busy. He probably doesn't have any time for pinball left,
Yeah, that's too bad.
But no, all the other beefs I've ever had, they've all been squashed. We're good.
Okay, that's good.
They're all misunderstandings. So
they really are. Okay,
yes.
like Gail and Ralph and I are good dudes, and we're not trying to cause really any problems. We're just three idiots having a podcast. So anyway, Glenn told me something about you. He says you're a big guitar player.
Yes.
And you've got a ton of guitars. How many do you have?
10, I want to say.
Do you have a favorite one?
The one I just picked up from Daniel Clark from Cithara Guitars. He made me a Loser Kid guitar. So it's got Earthshaker playfield as the body. It's got the actual logo in the fretboard at the 12th fret. It plays smooth. It's exactly what I've wanted. I don't know. It's great. It's got the dual humbuckers, but the top humbucker, you can split the coil, so you get like that single action like you would like with a Fender Strat or a Tele. It sounds so good. I love it.
So I got into acoustic playing during COVID.
Okay.
That was my thing. Trying to lose a couple of LBs and play the guitar. And I'm stuck on GC and D songs. That's it, dude.
I grew up with I wanted to be. I don't know if you're fans like Sum 41 or Blink-182 or they have a lot of that finger picking. It's single notes played in succession, really fast, and so I liked a lot of that. So that's what I learned. Learning the actual chords didn't come till much later because I was just more like 3 chords in the truth. I learned the power chords and called it good. And so it's funny because even when I have to really think about it. Glenn was playing guitar with me at Expo, and he's like, "Give me an E," and I'm like, "Give me a second." Okay, yes, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, if you give me single notes and stuff like that, I have a blast with those. I was in a band for 10 years. I actually was.
So let's talk about it. What kind of band was it?
It was a pop punk band of the 2000s Persuasion. So. And
you opened for some pretty good bands, didn't you?
Yeah. Taking Back Sunday, May, The Spill Canvas, Terrible Things. There was a handful of them that we just had a blast with.
Yeah. That's awesome, dude. Well, you see, you're younger than me, so your music love is going to be different than mine, right?
Because I don't know. So my stepfather, when he moved into the family, he brought his record collection and his CDs and stuff. So I grew up on AC/DC. I grew up on the 80s hair metal, all that stuff. I love the 90s and 2000s as my pocket, but I have an appreciation and respect for the earlier stuff and even some of the older stuff or the newer stuff that's come along too. So
I can talk music with you. I listen to about 35 to 40 minutes every night before I go to bed.
Nice.
Just on Apple Music, just rocking something.
Yes.
Trying not to do too much Metallica because I'm trying to go to bed, but my algorithm is intact. It's really good. Speaking of algorithms, you're like a guru with the YouTube algorithm, all right?
I don't know about that.
I think you're pretty good. You and Ralph, those are the guys. Have you studied it? Are you a studier of the algorithm itself and views and that sort of thing?
I just take the numbers that I see through Loser Kid and I mess with stuff. I'm always trying something different with it and whatnot. And so I don't know if I'm a guru, but I think I found a groove. That's definitely, I know there is a lot of people that's I'm always seeing your content. I'm like, I don't know how, because I'm just doing what I don't know. We started doing YouTube about 2 years ago. And so it's been a learning curve. But what I do find interesting is there has been a ton of growth in YouTube for us versus even just our normal podcast. Granted, we do have plenty of followers via our old school podcast, but it's just last year we went from 700 on YouTube to 2,500. So
it's incredible. Yeah. I've had a good YouTube run. Decent. We're doing okay, right?
Yeah.
For starting a brand new channel 2 years ago, because I had to start over,
Yeah.
But you're killing it. I love the reels. I keep the shorts coming. They're fun. I'm trying to keep up, and they're great. I love them.
It's fun, and it's been interesting. So originally my what I was doing was a short about every 3 days, but now actually I'm doing a short every single day of the week. And
I wish I had the time. I started a new gig, and it's just I'm working my ass off.
It can be exhausting, but my edit day usually my edit day used to be only been an hour, 2 hours at the most.
Yeah.
It's now doubled, but then again, like I have content for the next 2 weeks. So like we're running the Pokemon stuff right now, and that's still booked out till the middle of next week, I think, if I remember correctly.
So can we talk about Pokemon a little bit? So you do have a phenomenal relationship with Stern because you get to get it all. You're the get. You get all the interviews of all the new game, right?
Yeah. Yep.
How did that come about? Like, when did that start?
So originally, back when we started in 2019, we reached out to Elwin. It was after we did our Eric Meniere interview for, I think we just interviewed him. It wasn't for a game or anything like that. Elwin and Ari had Iron Maiden out. Rumors of Jurassic Park were floating. I think it was within a month or so they were going to reveal it. So he came on and he teased the heck out of it. We talked about Data East Jurassic Park a ton, and it was hilarious because it was just like, he's like, yeah, I've played Jurassic Park. And we're like, really? And he's like, yeah, Data East from, and then like a month later they released Jurassic Park. And it was just hilarious. But we really grew a trust with Zach Sharp and with Keith Owen, and then we just started having those guys on because they're people love. I mean, it's not the biggest view getter, but like people definitely do want to see behind the scenes, and they want to see kind of how the sausage is made. And we've just kind of
look forward to every release podcast by the Loser Kid. I think it's a staple, isn't it? I mean, if you're a pinball podcasting listener, you're going to listen to this because you really guys do a really good job. I think you guys have a good ham and egg, if you will.
Yeah.
Interview style.
We try. We definitely, it's been grown and fostered over years. There's kind of a rhythm to it. The biggest secret to interviews is if anyone wants to do interviews, the biggest secret is answer the question, get out of the way. I think
I suck at that. Okay. But I think people, they're listening because they kind of like me. But, as a recruiter, I know I need to get the hell out of the way, right? But as a personality, I just can't. Josh, I can't. Try.
It's funny, though. Like, so we did an interview. I'm not going to say who it is, but they were looking for work in the industry. I'll put it that way. And they knew of us, and we loved this person. Like, so we did an interview with them, and it was funny because like I felt like we failed them because the YouTube did terribly, and the podcast numbers were pretty average. But it was funny because like the dude got like 2 or 3 jobs out of it, and someone contacted us personally to get his number so they could get work for him. And so it was like, it was successful. So I think that's the thing too, is like people have found value in what we offer for Loser Kid. And I think that's also why like we've been the Reveal Day podcast now. Like this whole last year, I think we revealed every single game except for Star Wars. And that was kind of like a weird, sorry.
You're all right.
That whole Star Wars thing was weird anyway, right? The NDA and then accidental leaks. And it was kind of goofy. We had everything lined up, ready to go. Well, I can tell you what it was. Sadly, I don't know. I don't bring this person up because they're a political figure. I bring it up for the fact that it happened right at Star Wars. Is Charlie Kirk was shot. Yeah. And there was a lot of turmoil. I think so. There were some people shook at Stern, and I don't know if it was because it was essentially a public execution or what it was, but it was one of those things where our interview got pushed back, and then stuff started happening with the license, and it just became this whole like 2 weeks later we recorded with Borg. But yeah, it was a really weird time around that time. Yeah. So, but
can I ask this question for you here? How, when you have such a great relationship with them, do you think it impacts your ability to be fair and balanced? Right.
I think so. I think one thing that we've proved, we're willing to ask the hard questions. And I think this is where people get confused too, because there's times where people are like, well, why are there such softball questions? I feel like it depends on the interview, right? Like if we have Seth Davis on, I'm going to ask him hard-hitting questions. He's the president. He has to answer to everything, right? When we have Keith Owen on, and it's a release day for King Kong, I'm not going to ask him why like the BOM is a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Like there's this like weird like, well, you didn't ask why, it's weird. It's almost like people want us to be like, why is Stern screwing us over with these releases? And it's like, I'm not asking him that. He's excited about his project he released. I just feel really awkward being like, even like, how do I put it? Like some of the releases that don't really hit when they reveal, and I'm not going to point at any specific one, but sure. I'm not going to be like telling that designer when we're doing the reveal podcast, like, this reveal sucks. Why did you even do it this way? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So,
hey, that was a brick fest. I mean, how do you?
Yeah.
You can't. You're interviewing, and your job as well is to inform the public of what you're bringing us behind the scenes, and that's what I really like. Right. Yeah. I like This Week in Baseball. When I was a kid, I'm a big baseball fan. And I can't help myself. So I love This Week in Baseball. I love behind baseball crap, and so you do a good job of that. But it is hard. I have really good friends at Multimorphic now, and really good friends at Barrels of Fun. I don't want to say anything bad about them.
Yeah,
good people.
Well, and that's why, like with Gomez, I think we have him on like once a year where it's not really related to release. That's where I'm going to ask the hard hitting questions. That's where I'm going to ask like, why is Stern doing this a certain way? Like we've even asked Seth Davis, like, because there's been that whole thing of like Disney's taken over and Disney actually controls Stern now, and Disney demands certain licenses a year. And I think we asked that question pretty much like, does Disney control what releases you receive or something? I can't remember exactly how the question was. It's been a year and a half now. And he answered, and he's like, no, we have a relationship with Disney because of the licenses that we do release, but they do not negate what we do. They do not say, hey, you can or cannot do this outside of their license. Right. So, like I said, I think it went on release day. I just don't think it's same with like, we've had Multimorphicon. We helped them release Portal last year.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be on there being like when we had Jerry on 2 weeks before that. Sure. I'm asking the hard hitting questions. Obviously the Dave Fix interview is pretty infamous that we did.
Yeah.
And I didn't know this till later, but I guess he actually learned during that interview. He took a call during that interview, and that's when he learned that he got laid off and like everyone else. And so it was kind of like he came back somber, and I didn't notice. Someone pointed out later on. I was like, but I still asked Dave the hard hitting questions, and someone had put like, dang, he keeps receipts. And it's like, I'm willing to ask those questions because I think personally any manufacturer out there should be willing to answer those questions, and they should have those answers on their mind already because you're trying to grow your company, right? Like you see your hurdles, and it's not good to shy away from that. Like it doesn't build trust with the community, right? So a lot of these people are like, bring on the hard questions because we want to answer them. So the community has faith in us to keep supporting us as we move forward.
It's a tough gig.
Yeah.
Tough gig, man. You've done it. You've built a great little podcast that could.
Thank you.
By being genuine. So that's what it's about, brother.
Yeah.
So congrats on that. But how the hell do you keep these secrets? How do you do that?
I just don't think about it. The problem is like, it's funny. So I did an episode way on early on Loser Kid, and one of my favorite guys was Martin Robbins with Head to Head, right? He ended up going to that now defunct company called Haggis.
Yeah.
But he asked me a question that time, like, do you feel like you know more secrets now that you own a podcast than before you had the podcast? And now today I can confidently 100% say yes.
Yeah.
And I think the reason I'm able to keep them is because it's paid off in the long run. Like I've gained very much a lot of trust from Stern. I don't know if we've said this publicly, but it's still one of my favorite stories. I do tell behind the scenes. We did an interview with Steve Ritchie right before he got fired from, or whatever it was, fired or let go from Stern. The story varies, but we were talking to him, and out of the middle of nowhere, Steve Ritchie's like, come here. And he brings over this guy, and Jack Danger leans into frame, and he's like, hey, internet. And I'm like, hey, Jack, how you doing? So we did this little banter for like 2-3 minutes. And Steve's like, this is my guy. He's awesome. Like he's a great designer and da. So he walks off frame. And the next morning, this was before he was revealed as a designer. This was before Jurassic Park Home Edition was revealed. Like no one knew. And I didn't think twice about it because Jack had already done like a lot of streaming with Stern, with Spooky. Like it was not weird for him to be in the building at Stern, right? So the next morning, all of a sudden my phone starts blowing up. I'm getting messages from designers down at Stern, coders, Zach Sharp's messaging me, and they're all like, so Zach Sharp says anything danger related needs to go. Cut it out. And I'm like, okay, not a big deal. And then like the other messages are like, what did you guys talk about in the podcast? Like, what happened? Well, it didn't dawn on me till that moment. Jack must actually officially work there now. And we knew this months before this was ever revealed. And so like we cut it out and then we just kept quiet about it. We didn't sign an NDA or anything like that, but it was one of those things where it's like, it's not our place to say. And if they're not willing, like ready to say it. And so I remember them revealing, and then it was at Expo that they had JP there. And I was there and I went over to Jack. I'm like, you know how hard it was to not say anything? He's like, thanks buddy for not saying anything. Cause like, it's their livelihood, right? Like it's not my place to like reveal their secrets. And so I don't know. I think that was kind of the pivot moment for us when Stern, there was early on Stern, they had us submit every interview and like they'd have to review it and stuff like that. And then it turned into this like, we trust you, don't worry about it.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. There you go.
So I know there's still people doing some stuff with Stern where they still have to submit and stuff like that. I'm like, keep going, you guys. It's great. Like it's great that you're doing that. So sorry, I'm rambling.
No, dude, it's great. It's absolutely great. When we did a roundtable real early on, and Ralph got pinched for saying something he should have said. That was the only time I had to take something out.
Yep.
Yeah, I had to take it. But you can't just take something out of YouTube. That feed is gone. There goes that one. So
that is the nice part about a traditional podcast. You can replace the file. So like
you can totally replace the file.
Yeah. So it's not a big deal. Everything stays up there. You're just essentially just so.
Yeah, it's totally gone, but not with YouTube. So we have to take it out and edit it, and because Ralph and his big mouth. So,
which is great though. Okay, here's the thing about Ralph. I love Ralph, and he must truly love pinball. And the reason I say that is, from a man that came from arcade gets a ton more views than pinball. It makes no sense to me, but like we had him at Expo like interview us and interview like Joel and Jared from Flipping Out channel, and he said I went from making money to like now I pay to be in pinball, like, and like like he has, and it's true. Like he must truly love it, because if he didn't, he would not still be here. You know what I'm saying? And I think he's just infatuated with it.
Yeah, he is. He's all in. You know, I think he's the guy that could bridge that gap between the retro arcade and pinball. And he's the perfect one to do it. And, you know, he's just killing it. He's killing it on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's murdering it. And he's doing really phenomenal on YouTube. He's always done real well on YouTube. He's got like 78,000 subscribers, right?
Yeah.
But killing it on these reels on Facebook lately. Good for you, Ralph.
Well, and I remember listening to one of your guys' episodes and him saying, I think there is an actual threshold where like pinball caps out at, and it's just because it's pinball. It's not like it's because like the algorithm's against us or anything like that. It's just there's such a learning curve to pinball, right? Like I remember when I first got in, I felt overwhelmed by learning Attack from Mars and Medieval Madness, and now I look back at them like those are some of the easiest games to learn in pinball. And it's just like, if I felt overwhelmed then, you know what I'm saying? And so
there is a steep learning curve to being a pinball podcaster. I can tell you that. I started in 2020. So it is a steep learning curve, knowing the differences between the machines, knowing all the manufacturers. We got to know all this stuff, because I'll tell you what, the minute you don't, guess who's going to tell you? Everyone.
Yep.
That's what's so great about our hobby, right? They just will let you know.
Well, and what's funny is like I just kind of ignore those comments. Like I either like give them a thumbs up and like move on, or like it amazes me like how many people on the internet think they know best for like Stern's marketing strategy, or how I should be running my content, or you know what I'm saying? Like it just and it's just like cool.
I'm lucky because I think people know I'm sensitive, so they leave me alone. I think they know Jamie's got anxiety. He's sensitive. We'll leave this dude alone for a little bit. So
maybe and like I said, we get some, but it's 1 out of 100, right?
Yeah.
2 out of 50, whatever it is. It's very far and few in between.
Yeah.
And I also realize people have their own opinions. Like, I'm not going to change your reality by starting a comment thread, attacking you or whatever. So
we get the comments once in a while, but it doesn't bother me. I'm just like, thanks for letting me know, or thanks for watching. I have to respond something. I can't help myself. I'm just a wise ass, so I just can't help myself, Josh.
We did that episode with Triple Drain back in December, and I can't remember. Someone said something about Tom. I can't even remember what they said. And man, Tom went off on them by like, sorry to hear about your gonorrhea or something like that. And the comment got deleted, and but Tom had screenshotted it and put it on Fox Cities, and I was like, you got to be careful with commenting. Like,
you don't mess with the silent assassin, Tom. Right? Okay,
you don't. And
that's sweet as pie. Why would you say anything bad about Tom? He's like the nicest guy in the world.
I agree.
He helped me so much when I first started. Because I was streaming in the beginning.
Yeah,
more than a podcast, and he was just phenomenal. What a good dude. How do you say anything bad about that guy? He's a dentist.
I learned that people in pinball are really good, and I think when it hit me, when I first got in, I was very competitive. Like, I really wanted to go to state champions, and
okay.
The problem is I don't live very close, and so it's always a travel to go do that, and I just never obtained that, right? But my very first big tournament, we had Bowen Kearns there, and I was like, this guy isn't going to want to help me. And he came over, he's like, you look frustrated. I was like, I've never played Starship Troopers. He's like, oh, it's easy. Do these 2 things. And I can't even remember what they were. It was like, shoot the left ramp till like multi-ball's ready, and then start multi-ball. It was something silly like that, right? I'm like, okay. And so I went and did that, and I blew up the game, and I came back, and I can't remember my score was. He's like, so how'd you do? And I'm like, well, this is my score, and I'm going on to ball 2. He's like, it's what? It's like, that's what it is. And he's like, you've never played this game before? I was like, no. But it was that thing of like, here's a top tier player that easily could destroy me on rules. But it was that whole mentality of like, if you're good, I want to go against you, because like, I don't want to win because you just don't know the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do you still play competitively at all, or is there just no places by you, right?
It's no places by me. And if I wanted to start up a group, I could here in my town, but between everything else I'm doing, I don't have time to start up a tournament.
Yeah, I know, but competitive pinball is really fun.
It really is.
I got addicted to trying to be sub 1,000. That was my goal one year, and I'm just not good enough. I just don't have the reflexes that these kids have, right? And that other people have. Like, I'll just watch that ball just go right down the middle and just laugh at it. Go, oh, man, what the hell was that? I didn't even try. And
I was going to say, I've talked to some really top competitive players, and they said anyone can be top 1,000. It's just playing the right tournaments. And you don't have to finish in them. You just place like 10th or above. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, that's not going to happen for James. I know my role, okay? I know my
lane.
You
can do it.
I'm 4,300 in the world. All right, now that's pretty good if you think.
That is.
Okay.
It's better than me.
Whatever. But 4,300 in the world, and that's my plateau, I think. I think I've plateaued.
I can't even remember the highest I've ever went, but it is one of those things. There's a lot of dedication, right? Like,
yeah. I go to this place, Eureka Heights. There's the hat. I go there, and I'm playing the games to have fun, and I'm playing the games to learn what I need to do in a tournament, right?
Yeah.
Tonight I went just to have fun, and I spent an hour before the podcast tonight, before we recorded, and I was just like, I need to flip some pinball, and Iron Maiden's been great, but it's the only one I can fit in my house. I got a little bungalow in this hipster part of town in Houston, dude. So I don't have the collection that you guys can be rocking out there. So you could start a league in your garage, couldn't you?
Oh yeah, I could definitely. Well, my basement has.
What's your basement? 10
machines, somewhere around there. 9, 8, 9, 10, somewhere
All
around
right,
there.
so the obligatory. What was the first one?
Amazing Spider-Man by Gottlieb from 1981.
Okay, that's a rare one, right?
I got it for $400. Put a new circuit board in it. Got Stan Lee to sign it, and then I sold it and got like a fishtails for it or something like that.
There you go. And then it just starts, right? And then It just
I got frustrated with it because it didn't have multi-ball. I remember that. So I was like, I need a game that has multi-ball. So I started researching what game had multi-ball. I like soccer, so World Cup Soccer, which still sits next to me to this day. It's just right off.
That's my first game that I ever bought, and
I did not.
It's the only game I own.
Dude, it's so good. It's such a good game.
Dog soccer is the absolute best, dude.
Yes,
and it's the Houston community is really cool, and I will lend out games to people. And my former IT director of my podcast, he needed a machine, and I was like, I didn't have anywhere to house it, and I wanted a newer Stern, and so he's housing it and keeping great care of it. Brandon, thank you so much. But it's about to come home because I miss it.
It's such a good game, and it must be good because I've had it in my collection since. So I got Amazing Spider-Man for Labor Day. And then I got World Cup Soccer that January, February. So, and I dumped it came from an arcade that did not love it, and it was missing a soundboard, and it was
it always all messed up, I'm sure.
I dropped about $1,000 of parts into it, but
yeah,
I got it for $600. So, yeah, I can't complain.
I paid a heck of a lot more for mine, and it was just my first machine. I walked up to it at a place in the game preserve up north, and it was the first game I had in a tournament, my first tournament.
Okay.
And I went, yeah, okay, now we're talking.
It's so good.
That scoop is a pain in the ass, but I'll tell you, when you hit it, it is just, yeah, baby, let's go. Let's kick
If you
Germany.
can learn how to backhand it, that's definitely the way to go.
It's the way to go. Mine plays so perfectly. It is so dialed in by the techs and friends here that you can totally backhand that scoop perfectly. Oh, it's so great. And I like moving cities. I get addicted to moving cities.
Yep.
Collecting my tickets.
Yep.
I want to get to Germany, the grand prize Germany, not the end of the real Germany.
Yep.
Where it's that awesome 20 ball, 30 ball, it just keeps coming and keeps coming and coming. Oh, that's the best part.
Oh, it really is.
It is so good.
The funny part is, like, so I got to sit down with Larry DeMar a couple of years ago for Expo when we did that interview. And I didn't realize that because that game's a Papa Duke game.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is when I was talking to Larry, he's like, Papa Duke's name is on it, but like he had to leave for like a family, like his father wasn't doing well or something. So it was like Larry DeMar and like the rest of the team there finished it for him. And I'm like, it's a very unique game because like the ramps are very Papa Duke-esque, but like everything else doesn't feel like a Papa Duke. It is a fresh. It was his first one, right? So maybe that's part of why it feels different compared to the rest of his games.
Yeah.
But I jokingly call it like the poor man's Medieval Madness because like it's half the price of a Medieval Madness, but it still gives you that whole like get past the goalie. It instantly rewards you by yelling goal. Like you feel like King Kong on steroids. It's just, it really, when people come over and they come to my collection, that's the first one I point them to. And they go, well, no, we want to play Godzilla or Jaws because, they know those franchises. And then they get on World Cup and they're like, we don't want to leave this game. It's amazing. I'm telling you.
My kids, that's the one they miss. And that's why it's coming back, because I'm an empty nester now. I'm a little older than you. So I have I have grandkid and he will love the heck out of World Cup soccer.
Definitely.
So since you're a little younger than me, what themes resonate with you the most? You already said Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Is there an ideal theme that has been made that just resonates with you big time?
Hands down would be Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
I think if they made a Legend of Zelda game, I couldn't say no. And so, yeah, that's probably one thing that I don't know. The problem is
the music. Oh, that'd be pretty good, right?
Yes. I think Legend of Zelda would be the one. So I like obscure stuff though. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Yeah, I've been told by multiple manufacturers that one's kind of out of the pocket now. It's kind of away from. I don't know. They just released the animated series though, like last year on Netflix. But I still think it's one of those. It's pretty niche. It's probably one that like Spooky or someone would have to pick up that they're only going to make like 800.
Yeah.
So it'd be worth their time. So. I don't know. Selfishly for me, like I enjoy Pokemon, but the thing is like I want it to be successful for Nintendo to be like, oh, this is a thing we can keep going with. Let's start.
Because
Let's
I
do
need
Mario.
Mario.
Yeah, let's do Mario. Let's do Zelda.
I can't even say it right. And people say because I say Mario because I'm from Long Island.
Whatever.
So I just can't help it. But I sure as heck would love a Super Mario game. That would be unbelievable.
Same here. I wish those old Mario games are fine by Gottlieb. They're really not terrible, but they're definitely focused towards like kids. Like they feel like pinball with the bumpers on, the bowling bumpers on. They're just, I don't know, they're not bad, but we need a fresh one.
I don't want the movie. I don't want Chris Pratt's voice. I want the original Mario. Something pretty cool. But if they did the movie, I would probably have to be good enough, I guess.
Well, it's funny too, because like my kids are in that era right now, right? Like I got twins that turn 7 in May. My oldest is 15. We're way into video games. We play Mario Kart together. Like, I guess we're not okay. Video games are a part of our life. They're not the focus of our life. Let's put it that way. Okay. But the problem is like my kids love Pokemon. And so the boy twin, he's autistic. And if you know anything about autism, like when they focus on something, they focus on it like for days, weeks, whatever on end. For days now, he's like, so when's Pokemon getting here? I'm like, I haven't even bought it. And he's like, okay. So tomorrow? No. Okay. So next week? It was like, no, they're not even making them yet. And he's like, okay. And that's seriously the conversation every morning when he gets ready for school. It's like, so when's it getting here? I'm like, I don't know. Because I haven't.
Are you going to get one?
I might.
Yeah.
So
what would you get? The Pro Premium? Because you're not getting the LE because that's already gone.
Yeah, I passed on the LE, but I kind of wish I would have got it. And like, as people don't want to hear this, I would have got it and flipped it and then paid for like a premium.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they're getting 20 to 25 right now.
Yeah, there was an official confirmed sale today for $24,000.
Yep.
So
I know someone who sold one for $23,500.
Golly, I mean, it's insane. It's
That's
like
insanity, right?
Yeah, like but like Logan Paul just sold that Pikachu illustrated card this week for 16 million or whatever it was.
Yeah.
There's money to be had out there by Pokemon.
Yes. I mean, it is the biggest license. What do they say? 288 or 283 or something?
288 billion.
Bills.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
Yeah, they definitely know how to franchise or merchandise that company.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's like not even a quarter of it comes from video game sales.
I know. Are you watching the Olympics at all?
A little bit here and there. I like snowboarding.
Like a ton of Pokemon commercials.
Yeah. Yeah, it's their 30th year because it came out in 1996. And yeah, it's weird to see it so pop culture now. Like, because when I was growing up, like I had the blue cartridge. I played the game. When I got closer to high school, Pokemon wasn't cool anymore. So it was like shunned if you had Pokemon or had I remember I feel guilty now. Well, not guilty. I'm like kicking myself because like I felt so embarrassed to have Pokemon cards that like I essentially gave them away.
Right.
At high school
to money away.
Yeah, and I had all the first 151 sleeved and everything, and I had a foil Charizard. And like, I hit up my teacher that I gave it to, and I'm like, "Where did those go?" And he's like, "I don't know." I'm like, "I bet you don't."
Yeah, you don't. He went to Orlando on it.
Probably sat on him, and now he retired and doesn't. No, I don't know, but. Yeah.
I never collected cards. My brother collected baseball cards, but that's 80s, right?
Yeah.
So
that's still a thing too, though. I know some people that are they are massively into baseball cards. I've got a friend that's like, dude, I bought this Blastoids card because it's cool. I'm like, don't you collect baseball cards? He's like, yeah, but I just saw this card. I thought it was cool. I was like, okay, so you into Pokemon now? Nah, I just like this one card. Okay.
Once they started putting like little jerseys and pieces of the jersey of like LeBron James and stuff in those cards. NBA cards went bananas. MLB cards went bananas. They just smart. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. All right, let's talk video games for just 1 second.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to tell you a bad parenting story.
Okay, go for it.
So I'm a video game nut. I started with an Atari. like every 70s kid, and then went to the 80s and NES, and I can name every console I've had, and I have an Xbox Series X right here, right?
Okay.
So every console, my wife would not let me, let's just say that she would persuade me not to let the kids play the games that I was playing, right? So obviously I played terrible games, and they weren't allowed in the room for some of them, and I'm not going to even name them, but you can figure those out. And Halo came out.
Okay.
Right. And so I let these kids were like 8, and I let them start playing Halo. Okay. Because my assumption, Josh, was that these are aliens and that they deserve to die. Okay. And would it be terrible if we helped kill them? And so, come on, boys, let's go get these aliens. And that started the bad decisions, a rung of bad decisions. Because then Gears of War came out later, and that was really violent.
Yeah, that's really violent.
I know. But we were playing it, and it went down a bad road for me, and it's one of my biggest regrets. Sorry about that, kiddos.
It can't be that bad. Like I remember my stepdad when I was growing up would play Duke Nukem.
Yeah, sure.
He'd be like, "Come here and see this," and you could pay the stripper $1 bill, and she'd flash you, which was raunchy back then. But it's like 3 squares for a nipple or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it's there's nothing there.
There's nothing there.
It's funny, but I get you. Like, so with my 15-year-old, I let him go through the whole Halo series last year, the year before. But I have the same mentality. It's like they're not real; they're aliens. But he hasn't played Gears of Wars yet. I do have limited edition Gears of War globe shoes, which I was way into that stuff back in the day, man.
Dude, Gears of War.
Yeah.
Oh Gears my God. Good. I played online exclusively. Did you play online?
Yep. Modern Warfare was Modern Warfare 2.
Yes.
Like, it's where I peaked out at. I ended up calling it a nuke like twice, and I was like, and I'm done.
I know, but Modern Warfare. So I got really bananas on Medal of Honor for a while. I thought the Medal of Honor series was a little better.
Yeah.
And but they just blew that series, and so I switched to Modern Warfare and COD, and I have Modern Warfare 7 right now, and I'm getting my hiney kicked all over the place. I'm getting headshot just nonstop. I'm so bad at it.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I just don't play online anymore. My wife, she one day was like, "Josh, if it's making you this mad, it's not a video game. Like, it's not a game anymore. It's just like."
Oh yeah, I broke a few controllers over Gears. You know, all of a sudden you come around the corner and you just chainsawed. I mean, that hurts feelings, and you know, you might throw a controller once in a while. So sorry about that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why we focus mainly on Mario Kart, which still can be frustrating, but
but it's wholesome.
Yeah. Yep.
That's a much better parenting move.
Yeah, you're not chainsawing people in half. You're just throwing turtles shells at them, you know.
You're just throwing turtle shells, stars. You're doing fine. Yeah, we played Lego. I'm not going to say we played nothing but shoot games. We played a lot of the Lego games, and they're really fun. And Mario and all those great games. But there's just something about Halo.
My son and I just completed. Have you ever heard of It Takes Two?
No.
It's a really fantastic game. It's 2-player, like you have to play with 2-player. But it's what it is these two parents decide they're going to tell their daughter they're getting a divorce, and the daughter cries and wishes that, like, tells her toy that she wishes they don't get a divorce. And so it's called The Book of Love, ends up transforming the parents into a clay doll and a yarn doll, and you play as the parents, and you're trying to get back to the daughter, and it forces you into situations where you have to work. And by the end of the game, they rekindle their relationship, and they realize, like, it's better to work together. It's just this wonderful game. And my son and I finished it, and he's like, "That was so wonderful." And I was like, it was pretty cool. Like,
how old is he?
He's 15 now.
Okay, so, that's sweet. So I guarantee you I couldn't get my 15-year-old to sit back and play that game with me. He's like, "Dad, are we going to play Gears or what? What's going on here?"
It's very platformer, but the cool part is like each person gets a special ability each new level. And so, like, it's just so unique and random, all the stuff that you learn and play through
that's
that game.
really sweet, and it just showed you what a better person you are. And I appreciate that.
Well, I also showed my son Resident Evil recently too, so I don't know.
All right. Well, there you go.
That was a big one when I was growing up. I remember when the first one came out when I was like 8. I remember me and my friends scrounging all the quarters we could out of the couch, heading down to Kmart and buying it. And still to this day, I was 8 years old. I was so afraid when I was growing up of zombies. I would sleep under my bed, like the covers all the way over my head, but my lips would be out just so I could breathe. But I figured if they couldn't see me, they couldn't eat me. I don't know. It was just.
I don't like zombies either, but I liked Walking Dead.
Walking Dead was good
until Negan. Yeah, and I stopped watching. That was too much for me.
I think that's about where we got to as well. Like fourth season really got bloody. Like it was like zoom up as they were bashing a zombie's head in, and you're like,
too much. It was too much.
I was like, when did this go from teen to mature? And it still was rated teen, and then finally they're like, no, this is mature. It's like,
it was just too much, even for me. And I love that crap. And I was
even thinking about like Carl killing his mom and then cutting out his baby sister out of his mom's body. Like I was just like, this whole thing is kind of like getting dark. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it got dark. It got dark. It sure as hell did. Yeah. So Halo as a pinball machine, we'll keep our pinball talk. That's got to be a winner, right? If that happens.
Yeah. Well, and the rumor is CGC has it, right? That's the
rumor. Yeah.
Prevailing theory right now. I'm excited, man, because like Pulp Fiction was fantastic. And
did you really like Pulp Fiction?
I enjoyed it for what it was. Yes.
I don't like Pulp Fiction at all.
It's one of those ones, if you put yourself in the mindset of like, this is a game from the 80s and it's that brutality of the 80s. Like,
I didn't play pinball in the 80s because it was too brutal for me. That's why.
I love the charm of that. I don't know. You can definitely tell.
It's just too hard. Okay. I think it's pretty too difficult to start a mode. I think you can backhand that, but it's such a hard backhand. It is so difficult. The call outs are brilliant.
Yes.
They're brilliant.
Yes.
But that's where I say the game ends. I can't take it. I would have a tough time doing their debut podcast on the JBS show and holding my excitement for that on Pulp Fiction.
We'll have to applaud them for the fact that, like, I feel like they did more with that sound package because they really had to work that sound package with only having alphanumeric for their displays. Like, they had to work so hard to, and they proved that it's not necessarily about what's on the display. It's like what's under the glass mixed with sound. So I don't know. I'm excited for Halo. And when we did that podcast for Pulp Fiction, there was a lot of restrictions there. Quentin Tarantino did not want anything modern.
Yeah.
He did not want ramps on it. He did not want, and so there was quite a bit of restriction for Mark Ritchie to make that game. So I applaud them for be able making a modern game that felt really good with the restrictions there. It's hard to compete in this day and age with 80s material. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is. So, that's a movie based in the 80s. It's a great movie. Great movie. And here's another terrible story. My son was like 12 or 13 and he goes, Dad, can I watch Pulp Fiction? I'm like, yeah, great movie. You're going to love it. And he comes up to me later and he goes, Dad, you want to talk about the GIMP? And I go, oh my God, I
do not.
Forgot, Josh. Totally forgot. I totally forgot, dude. And I go, no, we're not going to talk about that. Okay? We're just not going to talk about that. And don't tell your mother.
See, my son's 15 now, and it's like, we still are hesitant. Like, I don't think I've watched Austin Powers now, because I'm just like, it's funny, but there's a lot of, like, I don't know. He probably hears it at high school. I don't know.
I was raised Catholic. I'm not a good person. I'm trying. God darn it. I'm trying, Josh. But, parenting is tough.
I'm one of those parents where it's like, if they don't learn it from me, they're going to learn it from someone else.
Yeah.
And I prefer to, like, somewhat help with the narrative. Because if they're learning it from their friends, they probably don't know it very well either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe 12 is a little young for the GIMP. For my,
I agree with that. I will not disagree with your statement there.
I apologize to you, and you can tell Dr. Phil one day. real quick, I would be remiss. I want to go around the horn real quick, and we'll do some pinball related conversation and end this thing because I only wanted to take an hour of your time. But talk to me. In 2020, you started a charity, and can you explain this charity for us? Because people that don't know you, which is not anyone listening to this podcast, but anyway, tell them about this charity. I know it's near and dear to you.
So it was just an event. So in 2020, my son was diagnosed with autism. A year later, I had reached out to Zach Minnie of Flippin' Out Pinball, and I said, "Hey, I want to do something." At the time, there was still the pinball channel, the Pinball Network.
That's right.
And I said, "Is it fine if I team up with you guys and start?" And he's like, "You're gonna have to ask the network." He's like, "I just kind of brought that together. It's not like my thing." He said, "Flippin' Out would be happy to support you guys in that." And it kind of snowballed. It was pretty insane. Like, we announced it in May of 21, and then we had landed on, everyone's already in Chicago for Expo. We could really get people to rally behind us. We'd taken the idea from Special When Lit, because they did like a 24-hour straight stream where it was like you could donate during the stream. And I was like, I don't think we could get away with 24 hours. We just did 12. And I asked Ken, I'm like, "You're fine if we're selling this concept?" And he's like, "If you want to do it, good luck and go for it." Because it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
And it, like I said, it just snowballed. We got a call from Steve Jablonski, which is the composer of the Transformers movies, and Michael Bay. And they're like, "We want to support you. This is what we're willing to offer." I was, okay. And then Eric Minier of Jersey Jack called, and he's like, "Slash has heard of your cause. He's excited for it. He wants to donate these items." I was like, okay. Like,
oh my gosh.
And then Mark Silk called us, and he's like, he's like, "I was debating whether to come to Expo or not, but if you guys are doing this, I want to be there to support." And I was like, "Well, can you be one of the people we interview? Because it would be great to have you on." And then I wanted to also help shine a light on the community, right? And so that's why I was like, so what we did is we did 12 hours streaming straight, but we switched hosts every hour to hour and a half, and then those hosts got a guest. And so I just kind of lined up people that I had grown a relationship with in the media, and then I suited a host that I felt like worked well with them, right? And I was like, if anyone says no, like, we can find you someone else or whatever. We didn't have a single no. Like, everyone was very happy with who they got.
That's great.
We raised, I think at the very end of it, when everything was said and done, we raised $27,000 is what we did for autism. We did it for a group called Learning Solutions at the time. So they are now called Boundless Behavior, and they've definitely grown, and it's great to see how they're helping those with autism. So they're a group that helps people with ABA therapy. So ABA is to help control and regulate emotion, and how to be able to, because people with autism can't really like gauge social cues, and so like they teach them social cues and how to acknowledge them and how to control like emotions, because a lot of times they're either nonverbal or they can really explode, and they just teach them how to refrain from blowing and stuff like that. So
what a great cause, man.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. $20-something thousand. That's amazing.
It was cool because like Stern and Flippin' Out at one point kind of got in like a bidding match of like, well, that's what they're providing, we'll provide this. And then like it was like, well, that's what they're providing, we'll provide this. And I was like, guys, calm down. Like, so Stern and Flippin' Out did great, but like the really cool part about, like, I feel bad, someone stole from our booth. Like, we wrapped everything up. Yeah, we had someone at the very end steal some stuff, and
seriously,
Jockton from Pin Shades, he offered to cover the stuff that was stolen.
He's a good dude.
He is American Pinball. So Dave Fix, he actually offered to cover the stuff that was stolen as well. So we actually got more stuff to give away, essentially. And yeah, everything was covered and taken care of. And like even I think it was like a Legends of Valhalla back classic gotten stolen or something like that. So when they sent him the new one, they had signed the whole thing from the whole company. And so the person even got even more than they had bargained for,
Yeah.
So it was a really cool experience. It was a lot of work. I get people asking me if I'm ever going to do it again. Never say never. I just don't hold my feet to the fire.
Okay. Well, it's a beautiful cause, and if you could ever raise more awareness,
Yeah.
And if you ever find the time to do it,
Yeah.
let us know what you need.
If I do it again, I really think we do it around Expo time. Just like I said, there's so many people in Chicago at the same time.
Yeah.
That went so smooth, that part of it. And there's a lot of people that were very happy with helping, and they said we'd be more than happy. Like you just
Did
say,
you do it on the floor?
Yeah, we did it on the floor. We had George Fisher from Don't Panic Flip. He streamed the whole thing nonstop for us. And I was like, dude, I can take over. He's like, no, that's good. I'll take. George is one of the nicest guys I've ever met. And like, George is just, I don't know if you know George Fisher, but like, he is such a great dude. Check out his channel, Don't Panic Flip. He just such a good dude. Yeah. And Amanda Hamilton, I don't know if you know her and her husband, Michael, but they helped out as well. They used to do, her and Bill Webb did a podcast, and she's going to kick my trash, but I cannot remember the name of it. But yeah, they were on the Pinball Network as well.
Well, congrats on that. Little acorn turns into a nice tree. So there you go.
Yeah, if you watch that again, it's still, I think, on the Pinball Network, or now it's the Pinball Show, whatever it's been swapped to now.
Okay.
But you catch me crying at the end, because we got that very last moment. Someone said, we're sending you a $10,000 check, and we had
God.
We had it verified, because I wasn't going to announce this on stream, you know, and the person, Zach Many, was nice enough to say, I know this guy, he's legit. He will send you a $10,000 check. And so
that's fantastic,
dude. It was insane. So we announced at the very end, and I started crying. I covered my face, because I'm just like, I can't.
Yeah,
like, you know,
no, because it's a real cause for you, and congrats on that. That's awesome.
Yeah, the money ended up going to, so it costs a lot of money to get diagnosed, because the thing is, if you're diagnosed, is legally required to cover your expenses from an insurance company without like extra do whatever. And so it takes a lot of money up front to get diagnosed. And we helped 33 families get their diagnosis taken care of and out of the way. And those 33 families were able to then get the therapy that they need for their child. So yeah, we were pretty proud of the whole situation.
As you should be. As you should be. Congrats on that. And, you know, Zach helping, you guys have a great relationship with Zach Meany. You've been involved with him for how many years?
We've known him since we started. He's actually one that encouraged me to do Loser Kid. And then, he started sponsoring us maybe 2 years into this. I can't remember. It's been so long.
Yeah, it has. It seems like it's been a long-standing, nice relationship. There you go.
Well, it's always funny to me, because I'm like, Zach, are you sure you want to, like, because every year we talk about, are we renewing or anything? It's never been a question. It's like, yeah, we're good. Don't worry about it. I'm like, are you sure? Like, but
that's
great. Every year.
That's great. I have a terrible Zach Meany story. I'm going to tell it to you, because it's embarrassing.
Right, go for it.
And self-deprecating humor. Self-deprecating humor is funny to me. So I start streaming, right?
Yeah.
I've told this before. Long time ago. And I'm like, all right, I'm ready to join TPN. Okay. So I just send an email to TPN saying, hi, I'm Jamie from my former joint, and I'm ready to join TPN. And they're like, who the hell are you? Right. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm Jamie, TPN, Jamie Virgil. I'm Jamie from the whatever I was. I'm ready. And they're like, we're good. But I had just started, right? I had just started the podcast too, I think. And just the guts I had to just go, hey, I'm ready. Are you guys ready for me? You know? But it was, I liked his explanation of, he's so controlling over it that he had a tough time doing, adding all the different shows that they had on there. I missed TPN. I liked it as a content listener. Yeah. I was kind of bummed when it went away.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I'll tell you a related story. So when TPN started, I was actually kind of offended, because I thought we'd grown this great relationship with Zach and everything like this. I know I've said this story publicly before, but I reached out to Zach. I was like, dude, why didn't you ask us to join? Because Loser Kid was established at that point. I think we've been a year or two in, right? And he's like, dude, you've already established your brand. You're already like, he's like, we didn't approach you because we figured you'd just say no, because it's like, you already have Loser Kid going. Why would you need to join the Pinball Network? to further your, further Loser Kid. I was like, I guess I'd never thought of it that way. So yeah, but
there you go. You're too good to get in, and I was too little to even get in. So there we go.
I don't know if we were too good, but yeah, I think he just didn't approach people that already had their stuff going, because it was like,
no, it fueled me for a little bit. I was like, all right, damn it, I got to get some good content out here. I got to put some good stuff. And then I went crazy on the cameras and the multiple rigs and all this crap that I was doing at the old joint. And but podcasting is my favorite. So that's the lane I really want to be in, that and reels, and have some fun with it. So
yeah, man.
All right, let's go around the horn.
Okay.
Stern, we've got Pokemon. Looked like a good release. Things look good there. We're hearing that it's a fun shooter. It's a little long, but I think it's going to be fun, right?
It's definitely. I like it because I feel like it's a modern day Bally Williams. I feel like, this game looks fantastic. I can't wait to get more time on it. They're shipping out here in March or something like that, I think.
Yeah.
The other thing too, I don't know if this has been said publicly yet or not. I've heard it behind the scenes. This can be exclusive for you. Maybe it's already been said.
Okay.
So we already know that the LE sold out, right? Like they were sold out before they even revealed. The whole first run is already sold out as well too for Pokemon. So that hasn't happened since Godzilla back in 2021, if I remember correctly.
And then we're hearing Transformers.
Yep.
Which does that resonate with you? Are you too young for it, or?
I grew up on Transformers, but it never resonated with me.
Okay.
So I'm excited to see it. Like, I'm excited to see Elliot Eisman's next game, because like John Wick was decent, and now I feel like
it's the first game. Yeah. It's one of mine that I don't like, and so if I ever meet Elliot, I'm sorry. It's a brick fest for me. I can't hit it.
It's not my favorite either, but I'm excited to see where he goes, because I felt like the first one, when we did that reveal podcast, we did it with Gomez. We didn't even do it with Elliot. And I felt bad because there was a part where like Gomez had said by the end of the second design, Gomez had told him like, either do this, like do one that we can use, or you're not going to do this. And I was like, wow, that's, hot take, Yeah. So, I hope that like this next game shows more of what Elliot is, because I felt like John Wick was kind of straightforward. There was some innovation in there with the toy, the chest and whatnot, but to me, it felt like a design that was hampered a little bit, and I don't know if it was because of the process or whatnot. So I'm excited to see because it's been a minute since John Wick came out, so hopefully he's had enough time to cook, because that was what, year and a half ago.
Well, he's got a heck of a theme. It was a year and a half ago.
Yeah, May 2023, I think.
Yeah, so he's got a nice theme going, and good luck with it. I can't wait to see that one. And then we've got Fallout.
Yep.
Which
people keep saying L1, but I really think this is gonna, and I could be entirely wrong. This is just my gut, right? I really think it's Eddie and Dwight, and the reason I say that's because Fallout is an RPG game, and Dwight has really been hitting the RPG theme for the last couple of titles.
I'm hearing it's L1.
Yeah.
Pretty confidently, and that they're pretty excited about it.
I'm hearing it's pretty good.
Okay.
So,
well, someone told me, or I know who told me, but I don't know if he wants me to reveal it, or Kale said it on the roundtable, that Brian Eddy's next game is somewhat of an original theme.
Okay.
So cool. That's interesting if that's true. Right. And then we've got, we got Steve Ritchie's
Sonic the
Hedgehog, which it's got to be the original Sonic, though.
Yep.
NES. None of this movie. No offense to Jim Carrey. He seems lovely, but I don't want to see that.
Yeah, I think you have to go original video game.
Yeah.
Genesis.
The rings and when you drain, your rings fly up on the screen. I mean, that's gotta happen.
How hilarious is it that Sonic the Hedgehog is getting its own game before Dragon Ball Z? Because you know that story there, right?
Yeah.
So it's like Sonic is like the literal ripoff of Dragon Ball Z.
It is an absolute ripoff of Dragon Ball
Z. Yeah. There's Super Sonic. Yeah.
Have you ever read the book Console Wars?
Oh, it's been years ago, but yeah, I have. Yes.
Isn't that ladies and gentlemen, Console Wars, if you grew up in the 90s playing video games, okay? It's Nintendo versus Sega, how they did it. why Sonic is released, why games are released on Tuesdays. It goes through all of that lore, and that's got to be a banger, I think. And I know people who've seen the art. That's all they've seen, but they say it's pretty good. Well, Canada said that. Said it's really good.
I don't. I'm sorry, I don't listen to Canada.
Oh, okay. I talk to him once a week.
Awesome. Hey, whatever floats your boat, man.
Whatever floats your boat. I don't know. He makes me laugh.
Hey, good.
Makes me laugh. We're both New Yorkers. We can't help ourselves.
Nothing wrong with that.
There we go. All right, we'll move on from him very quickly.
It doesn't bother me one bit.
No.
The problem is I don't listen to Chris. Like we've talked. We talk about our families. Like we chit chatted at Expo. I have nothing against Chris. I just it's hard to talk about someone you don't truly know and talk to a lot. You know what I'm saying?
I've gotten to really know him. And, I think a lot of it is just bravado and, but when you sit down at a Japanese sushi bar with him, and jazz bar is what it was.
Yeah.
I had a blast with the dude. I had so much fun. He was so kind to my wife, Janine, and our friends. And it was really fun. He's a good dude. Dude. I promise you, he really is a good dude.
Every interaction I've had with him in person, I've really enjoyed. So
yeah. That's the way he is. He's just different behind this mic, man. He's just different dude behind the mic. All right, what else we got? Well, real quick, because we're wrapping up.
Okay. American Pinball. You want to talk about those shenanigans?
It was interesting that Melvin is going over there.
Yes.
I think that's a good move, though.
Yeah.
It depends what games they put out. Like, if they're not going to put out Raza, right?
Who knows? So doesn't Melvin own the rights for like Raza and Alice in Wonderland and
that's the rumor.
A third. I know that's what Colin had said in Kineticist. It was a really great article if you haven't checked that one out, but it's a really good history kind of. I was thinking the same thing, and then Colin released this article on it. It's like, how weird full circle is this, right? Like John Papaduke was the reason American started because he tried to do Houdini and then they scrapped it and they hired Joe Balser to make a Houdini. And it kind of went around this whole circle, right? And now we're back to Melvin owns the rights to the J-pop games and it's back at American. Where this all started,
Yeah.
So,
well, they went on a couple of podcasts and the new owner, right? And the logo's garbage. They got to get rid of that logo. It's terrible. There's nothing wrong with the original logo. I don't understand that. It looks like an AI made logo, but that's just me. Don't worry about it, Josh. You don't need to comment on the logo. And, but they went on a couple podcasts and said that they were going to do some envision Bally Williams, but nobody wants that, really. Do they?
Depends on the Bally Williams game.
I know, but Pedretti's already doing it, so why are you...
Here's my concern. Like, what titles can they possibly get right now? Like the defunct Haggis ones? Like, here's the thing. I'm going to try to be as gentle about this as possible.
Okay, please.
So... it makes me nervous when I hear a company now get the planetary pinball licenses. So that's the people that own the Bally Williams stuff.
That's right.
The reason being is because obviously it's a business. And so they want to make money. But it concerns me when we've went through 4 or 5 companies now that have made remakes. And we see this pattern of they jump on board, they make anywhere from 1 to 5, and then they don't try to make them at all anymore. And so like, because like Stern was originally the one that was working with CGC on those Medieval Madness, right? Like it was Churchill cabinets, all that jazz, right? And then they split off and they got CGC to do it. CGC made 4 games, and now they'll remake the licenses they've already made, but they're kind of like refusing to do anything else outside of that. And then Haggis.
Well, they got huge ones. I mean, they got what? Monster Bash, Medieval Madness, Attack from Mars, Cactus Canyon.
Yeah. So they obviously got the best pick of the litter, right?
Yeah.
And really, do you need to make anything outside of that? I mean, Medieval Madness is still selling out in less than 24 hours, years later at $13,000. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
you don't need to. What, Totan is the other one we keep hearing?
Yeah.
But is there a clamoring so much for Totan that we gotta?
I think there is, so long as the code is more developed. I think that's the problem with
Okay.
Totan and with Theater of Magic. The problem was those games were kind of getting less and less fleshed out as Bally Williams was starting to die off, right?
Right. And there's not a lot of depth. You're right.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of depth to both of those games. There's only so much that you can do.
But like I was saying, like my problem is like this licensing has only been around for like a decade now. We've went through Stern/Churchill cabinets to now CGC, and then Haggis had some licensing, and now Pedretti has some licensing, and now American has some license. Like, it's just, how many of these games can we remake? And I feel like it's a pattern.
I hope they don't.
I'll just put it that way.
I hope they don't do it. I hope they go out and get some and secure some good themes.
Yeah,
because I liked American Pinball. Okay, I liked them. I liked Houdini. It's a little hard, but I liked Oktoberfest. I liked Valhalla, which wasn't their game, but it was still fun.
Yeah. Yep.
But you know, they had two stinkers and they went out of business almost. Right. So now this new guy comes in and don't make a game about meat, dude. That's not going to work.
I will tell you, I am excited that we do have a new owner, just because I feel like a lot of the turmoil came from Amatron.
Yeah.
I do feel bad that like the people that got let go, that was excited to reveal. Can we even say Cuphead? We can.
Well, you're the only one who's seen it. I know we're
not
running
the only one.
Well, that's true. Now everyone has seen it.
Well, I don't know if everyone's seen it. Well, I know that like Don from Don's Pinball Podcast actually went and played it in person.
Yes.
There's a handful of us that have actually seen it, right? Like,
yeah.
But like that whole ending to that whole saga, like I feel bad. Like I just hope one day that Ryan McQuaid gets to release that game, whether it's, you know, I don't know. I don't know what the licensing restriction is, but I don't know.
Can you not release that podcast? Can you not release it?
What podcast? I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. I wish you would release it.
So let's say hypothetically there is a Cuphead Pinball podcast out there.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. No. Sorry. Let's hypothetically say there's a Cuphead Pinball machine. We're all going hypotheticals right now.
All right.
And then let's say hypothetically there was a podcast about the hypothetical Cuphead Pinball machine.
Yeah.
And let's say I hypothetically had some talks with the people behind who recorded that podcast, and they told me, please do not. Because the problem is they had a lot of marketing material and stuff hypothetically ready to go for this game. And for reasons that are unbeknownst to the public, like it just kept getting pushed back. And well, we kind of know what's happened to American now, but
it's a bummer.
It's one of those things. I think the licensor really had their toe stepped on because the licensor did a lot of work for that game and they didn't meet deadlines. And I think that's another reason why American got sold off, is because there was a lot. Like, we did that interview with Dave Fix, and then we were already asking about lawsuits and stuff then, between the Barrio stuff and there was other stuff with Galactic Tank Force, and it just seemed like every game was starting to have issues with rumors of lawsuits following in suit. And then American got, sidelined, and then there was more lawsuits, and it's just like, I think the reason it got sold off is because it was just becoming a cluster. I
hope they can make it. I like pinball. I want to see more pinball companies. I don't want to see anybody go out of business, right? Yeah. Unless they warrant it, unless they're just putting out absolute garbage. And the last two were not good. So hopefully they can shake that off, and hopefully Melvin can come in and give him some bangers.
Yeah. I agree.
I like the way they shoot, man. I do.
My only concern is we now have an owner who does work in production, but I don't think he's ever produced pinball, with the president being a gentleman who was over American for a year when they did absolutely nothing, and the 6 months before was the salesperson for American. And then I think the most Ron had done at American during that time he was president was like kind of fire sell and he was selling off what was in stock to kind of help to balance the books, right? And
bridge the gap too.
Yeah, and so like kudos to him. Like that's awesome that he was able to do that. And like there's a lot of business decisions you have to make. Like people kind of make fun of like, oh, look at their fire selling because Well, you need money to keep a business going. You know what
You
I'm
do.
saying? And so like I applaud Ron for doing what he needed to do to keep that business doors open. And so like, but I question moving forward, like exactly. I'm concerned because between the and then like Melvin's biggest accomplishment at DPX was essentially the Funhouse 2.0 kit. Like he did do Alice, but it wasn't received really well, and I don't think that game's really shipped, has it? Like there's a handful of them
like
out there.
300 out.
Is that what it is?
I know a couple of people that have one.
And so I if I would have had that layout, and this is armchair quarterback, right? Like
Right.
I would have got an actual designer. Well, I guess J-Pop is an actual designer.
Yeah,
I would have had it.
I
would have had someone go over with a fine tooth comb because it didn't play great when I was at Expo, and I felt like they were trying to sell it based off of the lore behind it than they were more of like the game for the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So those are just my three concerns.
Yeah,
American. So
it's very fair, Josh. It's very fair criticism for them, and I hope they, I hope they make it. Hope they make some bangers. There we go.
I think it's smart to go with the remake thing because you don't really have to pay a designer to do that. You can emulate the old software. If you do it right, you can do it with
who wants Centaur, right? Like who wants it?
Well, who wanted Funhouse? And Pedretti came out with it. I wanted Funhouse. I have one sitting right here. You know?
Yeah.
So it's all about a game of numbers, right? It depends on how many you're looking to sell.
How many can you sell?
So, Spooky's very comfortable at 800, 900, somewhere around there. Nothing wrong with that. You just got to know where your goals are at and aim
Spooky's
for
come a long way from Domino's and from, House.
Yeah. And they definitely, I think Halloween hurt them a little bit and they learned from that and they kept going, right? Like, if you really think about it.
Their butt kicked from Ultraman. I mean, Ultraman, they lost money on, right? They didn't make a lot of money, Ultramans. And,
well, it just wasn't that, right? Like, they kind of lost confidence. They still have Looney Tunes and Scooby-Doo still sitting in stock, right? Like,
yeah.
I think you have one really good hit and it kind of erases the past for people's memories.
True. Yeah, Evil Dead is fantastic machine, and I know people that played at Beetlejuice and they love it. So look how quick that sold out. And if they have Goonies, forget about it.
Oh yeah, Goonies, and what else is some of the other? I think Gremlins was another one that was rumored for them.
The other rumor for them.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong. Two nice years in a row. They should be all right.
Yeah, I think Spooky's doing just fine for themselves.
Yeah, they're doing good.
And that's that thing, right? Like, pinball means something different to everyone else. And so I enjoy like L1 games. Obviously, I've got a couple behind me, but I feel like because of the way he does his code and the way he does his layouts, right? And it's the thing with Spooky, man. They do such great theme immersion. Like Evil Dead may not be like everyone's cup of tea when it comes to a layout, but that theme immersion, I think that's what everyone aims for when they're making a pinball game, or should be aiming for, because you are in the movies.
And don't you think we'll end with Barrels? Don't you think they've done a really good job with theme immersion? Okay.
Yes. Winchester, hands, like that game gets me excited to see what else Carl D'Angelo's cooking up. And I can't remember if they've said this publicly or not. If not, oh well, I'll get in trouble. Carl actually helped with some of the design of Doom as well. That was kept up under wraps because they didn't want anyone to know Carl had done some of that, because they didn't want them thinking, wait, is he creating another game? And so now that he's officially announced that he's working for Barrels, like they're like, yeah, he did actually do some of the stuff on Dune as well. So,
well, Dune, bad launch, we know, but what a comeback story. Yeah. Okay, comeback player of the year.
Yep. Well, it wasn't just that. They've had some hurdles behind the scenes. I mean, this whole tariff thing's really killed a lot of momentum. Yeah. I know they've talked about it. I know Dutch has talked about, like, it's just this really big hurdle that that people really need to be taking consideration of when manufacturing. And I know a lot of companies are trying to move as much in-house as they can.
Yeah.
So I think that was part of the reason Dune had a really big uphill battle. Yeah.
But you know what? Perseverance, and they put out and made it better and better and better. I like Dune more than Winchester. No offense to Carl, I like Winchester. It's just harder.
Yeah.
For me than Dune. I can get a little bit of a flow in the Dune. I've enjoyed it. There's a couple on location in Houston, so we're kind of lucky here.
I need to come down and play them. I haven't played Dune since, well, I guess Expo. I mean, it's such a good game, though.
It's a good game. My boy Travis Mosman, that's the boy I want to shout out to. He's one of the co-designers.
I was going to shout out to Jeff Dotson, man. His sound packages, next
Jeff's
level.
A good dude. Have you gotten a chance to meet him?
Yes, he's a wonderful dude.
What a good dude.
Yeah, Barrels they've got so much working for him right now.
Yeah.
I'm just like, and it's funny to like, because we talked about Spooky, right? And it's like, I wonder what convinced David Van Ness to move away, because he was working for Spooky, and he's like, I'm going to start my own company. And it's like, it seems like at first, I don't know, it's paying off dividends. They've done a fantastic job.
Labyrinth came out of nowhere. Remember, I mean, they were just came out of nowhere, and but Dune is a good movie. I know you can't get them anymore, and you can't get any Winchesters, but we'll see what they have up their sleeve. I hope it's not Never Ending Story. I hope it's not.
Why not?
Because I don't care about Falkor. He seems like a lovely dragon, but it's just not interesting to me.
You can't. But the swamp with the horse scene, you don't want to have to save the horse.
No, I'm good.
You don't want childhood trauma coming up over and over again?
That Falkor. God bless him, but I just don't want to see it on a pinball machine. But if they do it, I'm sure it'll be great. It's just that theme doesn't resonate with me.
Well, one thing I know they've said publicly now is like the themes that they have revealed from now is all themes they had done before they even revealed as a company.
Mm-hmm.
And the themes they have been offered now that they've revealed as a company and the success that they've had. Like, if you think we had good themes before, just wait till you see what we have coming. And
good.
So I can't wait to see what they got.
I can't. So. I can't either. And no one over there tells me a thing. And I play pinball with the line workers, and they don't tell me a thing of what's going on. So, but I
actually enjoy that they don't tell me anything, because then I don't have to worry about like it slipping out on a podcast.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't want to know anything, actually, because my big mouth, I'll say something. So,
yeah, if they came up to me and was like, "We have Super Mario Brothers," I'd be like, "Son of a!" How do I not say anything about
this? We'd have to rat that out.
And they're like, "We just got the license, so this isn't coming out for another 28 months." And it's like, no.
Yeah, that would be hard.
Yeah.
All right, Josh, thank you so much, man. I had a blast with you today. Yeah. Just talking pinball and bologna and cheesing is fun for me, and that's I appreciate you so much. I love what you're doing. Keep up the market trends too. Those are really good. Those are fun to watch. I really enjoy those. When those come out and I get that notification, I'm like, oh, I got to see what Josh put together. I want to see how the market's doing.
I love doing it, and man, it's funny because like Ted Finley reached out. He's the one that owns pinballprices.com. And he's like, I want to help this. This is pretty cool. This is what I've been trying to do. And man, that man is a wealth of data. He sends me over his spreadsheet every like 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Insanity. But it's opened my eyes too. It's funny because like I've loved doing it. Like it's definitely something I've wanted to do for a while. And I actually asked Zach Meny. I was like, I want to do this, but I don't want to step on your toes because he's done.
I was going to ask you that because
yeah.
But it's different. It's different enough where it's really cool that you do it, and he's doing it on a dealer perspective, and you're doing it on a buyer perspective and a seller perspective, and I like that.
Well, mine's exclusively like used market, and I've said this before. Like, I have no access to those numbers from dealers because like they're not going to give those to me. They're not going to tell me how much they're selling it. And I wouldn't ask. That's their own business.
No, that's their business. Yeah, but I love it. I really do. Keep those coming, man. Those are fun. Yeah,
they're a hoot. They're definitely they're very intriguing. Like I said, I just like doing it because, like I said, it's been I've done it a little over a year now, and it's super eye opening to see all the numbers behind the scenes of what's going on. So,
well, follow Josh and his co-captain Scott Larson on Loser Kid Pinball podcast. You know where it is. It's all over YouTube. It's all over Spotify. You'll find it. And loserkidpinball@gmail.com to send them an email. They'd love to hear from you.
Loser Kid Pinball podcast.
Damn it, James.
That was back when we first started. So I'm like, I kind of wish we would have dropped the podcast.
But that's okay. You still have the Gmail. You got it.
Yeah. I guess
All
I
right,
still
brother,
could. I could
thanks
still.
so much.
You're welcome, man.
I really appreciate you, and thank you so much for taking an hour of your time with me tonight. Thanks,
Definitely.
brother.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk to you guys soon.